This is Danny Acosta for Fight Magazine here with MMA legend Dan Henderson. Dan, you were recently approached about a fight with Renato Babalu Sobral. You accepted. What was your reaction to that fight?
I halfway expected it. After his last fight, he kind of said that he wanted a rematch with me after we fought 10 years ago. So, it got it in the minds of the fans and the promoter. So I kind of halfway expected it. So I wasn't shocked, and I felt like it would be a good fight. He comes out there to brawl, and he's really well rounded, and we're both different fighters than we were 10 years ago. I was just a wrestler. He was mostly just a jiu-jitsu guy, and I feel like I can beat him again.
Is it harder to get hyped up for rematches? That was 10 years ago. You guys have met before. Is it harder to get yourself psyched for this kind of fight?
I don't think so. I mean, regardless of, whether it was a rematch or not, it was so long ago, and it's something I definitely need to win, and feel like I should do well against him. I feel like I have a lot more power and more control where the fight goes, and not afraid of being on the ground with him.
Outside of your fight with Babalu, what are some of your goals left in mixed martial arts? You've accomplished nearly everything in the sport.
Not everything, but definitely want to just make sure I win every fight and make sure they're exciting, and obviously be the champ, be the best in the world.
There's recently a title change at 205 pounds. Rafael Cavalcanti is now the Strikeforce champion there. How do you feel you match up with him, and would you like the 205 belt or the 185 belt? Where would you like to make a run first?
Well, right now I think, I had a little trouble with my weight cut last time, being down at 185, and I feel I've always felt that I'm not weak at 205, and it's funner not to cut weight, so I want to stay at 205 for a while. And I feel possibly if I handle Babalu pretty well, I may get a title shot. I don't know, but Fejal's, he's tough. He looks like he can go in there and bang hard and defend takedowns well, get back up. He's good on the ground, so he's definitely a tough fighter. So those are the guys that pose a challenge, and those are the ones that I definitely get excited for.
You're coming off a loss. What kind of preparation are you doing to make sure that you rebound stronger and get back in the win column?
Just making sure my cardio's there. Like I said last time, just felt like the weight cut definitely wasn't the way it should have gone last time, and had some issues. So, but I don't want that. That won't affect anything this time because I'm fighting 205. I'll be underweight, so I enjoy that better. Just I don't feel weak at 205. I don't feel like I'm the smaller guy.
Jake Shields is going over to the UFC now. He's making his debut soon. How do you feel he'll fare in the UFC? Do you think he could be a champion over there?
I don't know. I don't know. He's tough. He's hard to beat. I don't know if how long he'll end up staying over there unless he kind of changes his style a little bit and opens up striking a little bit more, because that's typically what the fans and promoters like to see. But he's tough to beat. He's good at what he does, and he takes guys down and controls them well, and stays active on top, and gets a submission a lot of times too. So.
And there was talk about Dan Henderson when you came over fighting Fedor. You're the type of fighter who will fight any challenger. He recently took a loss. Is that something that still interests you?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's something that I think the fans would like to see, and it's an interesting matchup. I've been around a long time, so is he, and we're both pretty dangerous on our feet, and I think it leaves people when that matchup happens. I think a lot of people would be scratching their head wondering how I would do, and I'm sure everyone would think Fedor should win, but you never know.
Are you excited to display the big right hand again here in Strikeforce?
Obviously that's one of my strengths, and but I've been trying not to just come out with just the right hand these days. But you know, I'm sure I'll be throwing it a lot against Babalu, and I'll throw a few lefts in there as well. But you know, I think he'll be trying to take me down a little bit more than I'll be taking him down.
Are you saying that we're going to see some high kicks from Dan Henderson?
I wouldn't say high kicks. My high kicks are thigh high. So
Dan Henderson.